Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching. I gotta say, I'm really excited for this video today because this is one that I've wanted to make for probably over a year now. It's just been a matter of finding this ammo at a price that didn't put me in debt for the next 5 years. But today, we finally got it, and we are gonna showcase this bad boy. The Black Hills 77 grain open tip match 5.56, also known as the Mark 262 Mod 1 and its military designation. Now, obviously this is just a 5.56, so it's not gonna be anything over the top or crazy, but this has to be one of the most impressive and capable 5.56 rounds that you're ever gonna find, and I'm really excited to try this out. So the Black Hills 77 grain OTM has been around for quite a while, and this is a round that's been used on several high-profile targets. The special operations community uses this round quite a bit, and it's allegedly the round that killed Osama Bin Laden. From everything I've read, this seems to be the round that the Navy SEALs were using on that mission, as well as many other high-profile targets that you've probably heard of. So it's the most expensive box of ammo that I've ever bought, cost per round. It was $100 almost shipped for a box of 50. And I'm sure the high-profile reputation of the ammo, as well as the ammo shortage, probably played a small part in that. But it's always been kind of an expensive round, and that's one of the reasons why it took me so long to make this video. It was hard for me to justify spending $80 to $100 on a box of 50 5.56 rounds. But a lot of guys swear by this ammo, and it's not one that you're gonna take out to the range and plink with. You buy once, cry once, put it in your gun, and hopefully you never have to use it. And obviously a lot of people feel like it's worth the price. So now it's obviously a 77 grain bullet, and the significance of the 77 grain is for rifles like this BCM AR-15 right here, and a lot of rifles that they use in the military are 1 in 7 twist barrels, which is perfect for a 77 grain heavier 5.56 bullet, whereas a 1 in 9 or even a 1 in 10 twist barrel is going to be better for the lighter weight 55 grain and stuff like that. But with the 77 grain and 1 in 7 twist combination, you can get some pretty crazy performance out of a 5.56, and I know a lot of people argue that the AR-15 is not an 800 or 900 yard gun, but trust me, there is video evidence of guys getting kills at 800 yards with AR-15s using 77 grain ammo and 1 in 7 twist barrels. They just stabilize really well, and they can reach out to super long ranges really accurately. So I don't have a ton of experience with the 77 grain stuff because it is more expensive usually. I just get target ammo and, you know, come out here and shoot and make videos. But it is really impressive what you're capable of with the right ammo and the right twist barrel. I think I've told you guys enough about this ammo. Look it up sometime if you're interested in this kind of stuff. The history on this round in the military and in combat is just fascinating. So let's shoot it. So real quick before we get started, I want to give a quick disclaimer because I know YouTube, you watch and review most of my videos, so I just want to clarify that I'm not glorifying war or combat in any way, just simply showing the ammo and giving a brief history on it. Plus, I think we can all agree that terrorists are not good people. Hopefully we can agree on that. All right, so this rifle is actually zeroed with 55 grain 5.56 right now, so before we do anything, I need to make sure that this ammo is at least somewhat zeroed so I'm not missing the targets all day. So we're gonna start with a little 3-shot group and just see where we're at. Got a little punch to it. Man, that round has a really nice recoil impulse. It definitely moves the gun, but it's kind of a soft push. Definitely different than what I'm used to. So, all right, from here I can already tell this is a tighter group than I'm used to getting with a red dot at 50 yards. And you can see, hopefully, our table back there at 50 that we were just shooting off of. And here is our group. So that is, I would say, under a ½ inch. We got almost 3 bullets in the same hole with a red dot at 50 yards. So it's only like an inch high from where I was aiming, so I might just move it a couple clicks down and call it good. Let's start out with a little hard barrier test. Cinder block. Man. Let's hit it one more time. Why not? You can just hear it smacking the crap out of that cinder block. Let's check it out. So you can see our impacts right there. They both kind of favored to the right. That was probably me, obviously. But man, they went straight through both sides of that cinder block and really didn't break it apart. They just zipped right through it. I wish we could find some bullet fragments. I highly doubt we'll be able to because it probably just disintegrated when it went through this thing, but I'm sure they went all the way through to the railroad ties. There's actually a little bullet fragment right there. Right there, that would be in about the right spot, but it's hard telling what that's from. Either way, it made easy work of our cinder block, and the impacts sounded awesome. I hope you guys could hear that on camera. We got a brand new steel target down there. Let's put a couple on it. That's AR 550 steel, and it sounds awesome. At $2 a round, it's like there's dollar signs flying in the trash every time I shoot this gun. So because this round has put so many bad guys in the dirt, I wanted to get some of those paper targets that have terrorists on them, but I wasn't able to find any. So instead, I got 2 watermelons, and we wrote Terrorist 1 and Terrorist 2. So you can use your imagination, and this should be more fun anyway. Do number 1 first. Straight through it. Didn't even move them. That's not what I expected. Because watermelons are full of water, obviously, they usually explode pretty good. So I'm expecting there to be some pretty gnarly exit holes on these because the entrance holes are tiny, just the size of the bullet. So here is Terrorist 1. The entrance hole is actually over here. You can see, hopefully, that small little entrance hole right there. He's leaking a little bit. And then on the back side, wow. That is pretty impressive. That is a massive exit hole on the back of that watermelon. And look at the perfect little slits where it exploded that thing. That is cool. I've shot watermelons a million times. I don't think I've ever seen quite a result like that. That's interesting. And then here we have Terrorist number 2, and he didn't even move. He just stayed right where he was at. You can see our entrance hole right there towards the bottom. And exit hole. Not quite as impressive as this guy over here, but still giant exit holes on the back of both of these watermelons. That was interesting. I don't think our terrorists survived that one. All right, so this next test is absolutely the one that I'm most excited to do. So next up, we have a bone-in pork shoulder. I have it hanging from my target hanger here, and you can see, if you look on the side right here, there's a bone that runs along the inside of that pork shoulder. And if I place my shot right, we should be able to hit meat and bone and see what this round does. Now, it's not thick enough to really show, you know, what it would do for deep penetration, but it should pretty much explode this pork shoulder. So let's do it. All right. Oh yeah. All right, so our entrance hole is right there, kind of towards the bottom. I wanted to make sure I hit that bone on the inside. And I think I did. But holy crap. That is some carnage, y'all. That is crazy. Just completely blew the bottom half of that thing pretty much wide open. It's kind of hard to see up in there. Maybe you guys can. But just not much left of it. I mean, it completely obliterated that pork shoulder, and that's kind of what I expected it to do. That was impressive. All right, guys, we're gonna finish up with one more test that I think a lot of you guys are probably hoping to see in this video. So next up, we have my 20% clear ballistics gel block. Now you can see there are wound cavities already in that gel. I took the bullets out, so there's no bullets in there. But we have shot this gel block already. Now I'm currently in the process of getting more gel. I've been talking with Clear Ballistics. I'm hoping that they'll sponsor the channel and send me some, because it starts to get expensive when you buy as many gel blocks as I have. So hopefully they send us some. If not, I'll just have to buy more anyways. But mainly I just want to trap this bullet and take it out and see how it performs. If it expands or, you know, deforms or anything like that, that's what I want to see. So we might not get the cool slow-mo of, you know, the bullet going down the gel, but if we can trap it in this 20% gel block, then I'll be happy, because that is what I want to see. So, all right, ballistic shell test with our 77 grain Black Hills OTM. I'm at about 5 yards, I would say, so pretty close. Well, it danced our gel block around, and that's the most smoke I've ever seen come out of a gel block. All right, well, that was impressive to say the least. I'll show you why here in a second, but I'm gonna try it one more time and see if I can get this one a little bit higher up in the gel block. It's going crazy when it hits that gel, that's for sure. All right, so that second one did a little bit better. Unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to see the carnage inside of this ballistics gel like I can because the sun and the camera, it's just not gonna be possible. I'll try to show you guys a little bit of this. First of all, this is what I was talking about when I said that it was impressive. That hole was not there before I shot that round. That's why I don't use that side of the table because it already has a hole in it, but this one was clean. But after that first one, it hit the gel, curved down, and obviously a big piece of that went through our table, and just a ton of energy going through that gel block and destroyed this side of my table. But unfortunately, it's gonna be hard for you guys to see in there. Really impressive ballistics gel wound cavity, just all over the place. Tons of shrapnel, just huge wound cavities, and a bunch of damage. Right around the halfway mark is where it started, and I mean, this whole half of the gel is just tore to pieces. It's gonna be tough to get this gel block to bounce back after this, but you can see kind of along that left-hand side there just how big those wound cavities are. Unfortunately, this side is pretty dirty. You can't really see in there, but you can actually see the shadow. So that right there is the shadow of the wound cavities, kind of a silhouette from the sun there. And I mean, that is impressive. Just tons of devastation in there. So I'm going to dig around in this ballistics gel, try to find all the pieces that I can, and then show you guys what we have left. But man, that was super impressive. All right, so I was actually able to recover quite a bit of the bullet fragments inside that ballistics gel block. So you can see here, we got a bunch of the copper jacket off to the right-hand side here. That's all copper. And then this is all the lead. Actually, some pretty big chunks of lead for a 5.56. So most of those bullets stayed in the ballistics gel. They just broke apart and did so much damage that they were pretty hard to find. I cut into the gel here. Don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but you can see the wound track from those bullets all the way down that ballistics gel. Just absolutely mutilated my ballistics gel block. But yeah, definitely pretty impressive. All right, guys, well, that is gonna do it from me today. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video on the Black Hills 77 grain OTM, AKA the Mark 262 Mod 1. Like I said, I've wanted to test this round for years, really, ever since I, kind of learned the history of it and looked up all the bad guys it's responsible for killing. Obviously, the Bin Laden compound raid is the most high profile special operations mission in the history of the country, or at least one of them. And this is allegedly the round that did kill Osama Bin Laden. So it's obviously super impressive. And I just wanted to bring this video to you guys and kind of show you what this round was all about. I've heard tons of other YouTubers and military guys and civilians, pretty much everyone that has shot this round is a fan of it. And there's a reason that special operations in the military and other branches use this ammo, because it is super effective. And today was no different. I'm definitely impressed. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. If you liked the video, please, as always, hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.